She laughed at his rusty truck and posted it online for thousands to see. 30 minutes later, she walked into his dealership begging for a loan. What he did next will leave you speechless. Simone's phone buzzed against the steering wheel of her rented Mercedes as she pulled into the Shell station on Commerce Street. 23,000 followers waited for her morning content. Her cream blazer was perfect. Her makeup was flawless. The Dallas sun hit just right through her windshield. She stepped out, heels clicking on the concrete, and positioned her phone against her purse on the hood. The ring light clipped to her case made her brown skin glow. She smiled at the camera. "Good morning, beautiful people. Today we're talking about knowing your worth. I'm on my way to finally get my own car, and let me tell you." A loud coughing sound cut through her words. An engine that sounded like it was choking on its last breath. Simone's perfectly shaped eyebrows pulled together. She turned her head. A pickup truck rolled into the pump behind her. The paint was more rust than blue. The front bumper hung loose on one side, held up by what looked like wire. Black smoke puffed from the exhaust. One taillight was covered with red tape. The driver's door creaked open. A black man stepped out. He wore a faded gray hoodie with a hole near the pocket and jeans that had seen better days. His sneakers were scuffed white Jordans that might have been fresh in 2015. He couldn't have been older than 35, but he moved slow, tired. Simone felt her lip curl. She looked back at her phone, still recording, and let out a small laugh. "Y'all seeing this?" She tilted her phone slightly toward the truck. "This is exactly what I'm talking about. Some people just don't care about presentation. Like, sir, that truck should be in a junkyard, not on the road." Her followers started commenting immediately. Laughing emojis flooded the screen. The man glanced over. Their eyes met for just a second. His face didn't change. He didn't look angry or embarrassed. He just looked at her the way you look at a stranger, then turned to pump his gas. Simone felt a flutter of something uncomfortable in her chest, but she pushed it away. She wasn't being mean. She was being real. This was content. This was what her followers loved. "Anyway," she said, flipping her hair, "I'm about to walk into Elite Motors and drive out in something that actually represents success. Something that says I made it. Because presentation is everything, people. What you drive, what you wear, how you show up, that's how the world sees you." She ended the recording, posted it to her story, and got back in the Mercedes. The man was still pumping gas, staring at the numbers on the pump. She didn't look at him again. By the time she pulled out of the gas station, her phone was exploding. 400 views. 600. The comments were wild. Her followers were tagging friends, sharing it, roasting the truck. Someone screen recorded it and posted it on Twitter. Another person put it on TikTok. Simone's heart raced with that electric feeling she loved. Validation. Attention. Proof that she mattered. Elite Motors Dallas sat on a corner lot surrounded by cars that cost more than most people made in 2 years. The building was all glass and steel, gleaming in the morning sun. Simone checked her makeup in the mirror one more time, grabbed her purse, and walked through the automatic doors. The cool air conditioning hit her face. The smell of leather and new car scent filled her nose. A blonde woman in a tight black dress sat behind the reception desk. "Hi, welcome to Elite Motors. Do you have an appointment?" "Yes." Simone caught her. 10:30 with finance. The woman typed something into her computer. "Perfect. Mr. Wallace will see you. Conference room 2, down that hall, last door on the left." Simone's heels echoed on the marble floor. Her phone buzzed again. She glanced down. 800 views now. Her best friend Kira had commented with 5 crying laughing emojis. The conference room had floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the lot. A glass table. Leather chairs. Everything about it screamed money. Simone sat down and crossed her legs. She'd rehearsed this. Her credit was decent. Her income from brand deals was growing. She had $2,000 saved for a down payment. They'd approve her. They had to. The door opened. Simone looked up with her best professional smile ready. The smile died on her face. The man from the gas station walked in. He'd changed clothes. Now he wore a crisp navy suit that fit him perfectly. A white shirt. A burgundy tie. His shoes were polished so clean they reflected the light. He carried a leather folder and a tablet. His face was calm, unreadable. Simone's stomach dropped through the floor. He closed the door behind him and walked to the opposite side of the table. He set down the folder. He looked at her for a long moment. She couldn't breathe. Her throat felt tight. Her hands started to sweat. "Ms. Carter," he said. His voice was deep, steady. "I'm Christopher Wallace. I own Elite Motors Dallas." He pulled out the chair and sat down. "I believe we met about 20 minutes ago." The room spun. Simone's mouth opened, but no sound came out. Her phone buzzed in her purse. 1,200 views. But the only view that mattered right now was the one across the table. The man she'd mocked. The man whose truck she'd laughed at in front of thousands of people. The man who now held her future in his hands. If this story is touching your heart, please hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Your support helps us share these powerful messages with people who need to hear them. Now, let's see what happens next. Christopher opened the folder. He pulled out a paper and slid it across the glass table. Simone's loan application. Her social security number. Her income statements. Her credit score printed in black ink. 712. Not bad. Not great. "Your application looks solid," he said. His voice gave nothing away. No anger. No judgment. Nothing. "Income's a little inconsistent month to month, but the trend is upward." "That's good." Simone couldn't find words. Her heart hammered so hard she thought he might hear it. Should she apologize? Should she explain? Should she just leave? Christopher tapped the paper with his pen. "You're asking for a loan on the 2024 Range Rover Sport. $78,000. With your down payment and credit score, I can get you approved, but your monthly payment would be around $1,300. Can you handle that?" Simone's voice cracked. She cleared her throat. "I think so. Yes." He nodded slowly. He picked up his tablet and swiped through something. The silence felt like it lasted forever. Simone's phone buzzed again. She didn't dare look at it. "Ms. Carter, can I be honest with you?" Her stomach twisted. "Yes." Christopher set down the tablet. He leaned back in his chair. "That truck you saw this morning? I've had it for 17 years. My uncle gave it to me when I was 18. He died 2 months after that. Lung cancer." He paused. His jaw tightened. "That truck got me to community college. It got me to my first job at a Toyota dealership where I cleaned floors. It got me to my second job at night doing security. I slept in that truck between shifts because I couldn't afford an apartment and tuition." Simone felt her eyes burn. She blinked hard. "I built my first business out of that truck," Christopher continued. "Buying broken-down cars, fixing them, selling them for profit. I made $11,000 the first year, $30,000 the second year. By year 5, I opened my first lot. Now I own 6 dealerships across Texas." He looked directly at her. "That truck still runs. So I still drive it. Some days. To remember." A tear slid down Simone's cheek. She wiped it fast, but another came. "I saw your video," he said quietly. "It's at 15,000 views now. Your followers think it's hilarious." Simone's voice came out as a whisper. "I'm so sorry." "Are you?" The question hit like a punch. She opened her mouth, closed it. Was she sorry because she got caught? Or was she sorry because she'd hurt someone? "I don't know," she said. The honesty surprised her. "I think I'm sorry I got caught. And I hate that about myself." Christopher's expression changed. Something softened. "That's the realest thing you've said since you walked in." Simone looked down at her hands. Her French manicure was perfect. Her rings sparkled. Everything about her looked expensive. But sitting across from this man in his suit that probably cost $3,000, she felt cheap. "I post content like that because it gets views," she said. "People love drama. They love feeling better than someone else. And I give it to them because that's how I pay my rent. She looked up at him. But I know it's wrong. I know it makes me someone I don't want to be. Christopher nodded. He was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "My daughter is 16. She wants to be an influencer. She watches people like you every single day." Simone felt like she'd been slapped. She sees the comments, the jokes, the way people tear each other down for likes. And she thinks that's normal. She thinks that's how you succeed. He picked up his pen and turned it over in his fingers. Last week she posted a video making fun of a girl at her school for wearing the same outfit twice. When I asked her why, you know what she said? Simone shook her head. She said everyone does it. She said it's just content. The words hung in the air between them. Simone couldn't breathe. Christopher stood up. He walked to the window and looked out at the rows of cars. BMWs, Mercedes, Teslas, Porsches. A kingdom built from a rusty truck and hard work. "I could deny your loan," he said. "I'd be justified. You disrespected me publicly. You judged me without knowing a single thing about my life. That's fair grounds." Simone's chest tightened. She nodded. "I understand. But I'm not going to do that." She looked up fast. "What?" Christopher turned around. "I'm going to approve your loan. Same terms I'd give anyone with your credit and income. $1,300 a month. 5-year term." "Why?" The word came out choked. "Because someone gave me grace once," he said. "When I was 23, I walked into a bank for a business loan. I had no collateral, no credit, nothing but a dream and that truck outside. The loan officer was this older black woman named Mrs. Patterson. She looked at my application and she looked at me and she said, 'Baby, I'm going to take a chance on you. But you better make me proud.'" His eyes got distant. "She gave me $15,000. Changed my whole life." Simone wiped her face with both hands. Mascara came off on her fingers. "I'm giving you this loan on one condition," Christopher said. "Anything. Delete that video. Post an apology. A real one. Not because you got caught, but because you understand why it was wrong. And then think long and hard about what kind of person you want to be. What kind of content you want to put into the world." Simone pulled out her phone with shaking hands. She opened Instagram. 18,000 views now. 300 comments. People were loving it. But as she scrolled through the laughing emojis and the mean jokes, all she felt was sick. She pressed delete. A confirmation screen popped up. "Are you sure?" She pressed yes. Then she opened her camera. She didn't fix her makeup. She didn't adjust the lighting. She just pressed record. "I need to say something," she started. Her voice was rough. "Real. This morning I posted a video mocking a man at a gas station. I judged him for his truck. I laughed at him. I made him a joke for content." She took a breath. "That man is Christopher Wallace. He owns Elite Motors. He's a self-made millionaire who built everything from nothing. And that truck I made fun of? It represents 17 years of sacrifice and hard work and memories of someone he loved." Her voice broke. "I was cruel. I was wrong. And I'm sorry. Not just to him, but to everyone who saw that video and thought that's how we should treat each other. We can be better. I can be better." She posted it. Then she looked at Christopher. He smiled for the first time. It changed his whole face. "Welcome to Elite Motors, Ms. Carter," he said. "Let's get you that Range Rover." 2 months later, Simone sat in that same conference room. But this time she wasn't alone. 15 young women from a local high school sat around the table. Christopher had invited her back to speak to them about social media and influence and responsibility. She told them about the gas station. She told them about the video. She told them about Grace. And when she drove home that night in her Range Rover, she passed that old blue truck parked in the Elite Motors lot. She smiled. Because now she understood. Success wasn't about what you drove. It was about who you became along the way. Christopher had taught her that. and she'd never forget it. Thank you for watching until the end. If this story moved you, please subscribe to Tales by M. Bell and let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Your support means everything. See you in the next story.